This is Ryan with Ready Rhino 1, and we'll be continuing our playthrough of Skyrim. So where we last left off, we had just run into Parthenax, so we're going to be going through some dialogue here, trying to determine what our next step is in the main quest. So we're trying to learn Dragon Rend. It's a shout that will bring Alduin down. And the only way we're going to be able to do this, I should probably check. I think that will work. So something here. Okay. That's right. Something like some kind of fire breath. I wonder if he's going to give it to me. Good, good, good. Couldn't remember if I could just use any shout or not. Okay. Yeah. Guess we're going to have to. Alright. Alright. So I did successfully upgrade my machine's RAM. A long time ago when I built this computer, the CPU heatsink was just way too big. In fact, this is it. It's a side-mounted one, so it sits on the processor and blows off to the side. But you can see how massive this thing is, and it actually requires this little piece here to go on the underside of the motherboard so that these things trap it in between. It's got some thermal grease on me. Suffice it to say, it's annoying. It was annoying to get on a couple of years ago when I built the machine, and it was annoying to get off. Anyways, as you can see, that thing was way too big. And so it prevented me from utilizing the slot closest to the CPU, which I think I may have mentioned all this in one of the previous recordings. So anyways, I got a much smaller one. It's a little louder, I can tell, but it's not a big deal. I usually have my headphones on when I'm playing some games that would probably require it, so it doesn't really matter too much. I don't really notice it. But yeah, so now I got a smaller one, so it freed up the slot, so I was able to put 2 more 4 gig chips in, so now I have a total of 32 gigs of RAM on this machine, and hopefully this will allow me to more easily play Cyberpunk 2077, which was recently delayed till December 10th, which is fine. I'm usually traveling anyways, so I kind of don't really want to play it until after traveling's all done. So if you've been following along with the dialogue here, basically he's saying we need to get an Elder Scroll. And when we have the Elder Scroll, we can stand in this scar. Well, I guess you're still talking. We'll basically stand in this time scar. This is where Alduin was sent sent forward in time from the past. And you read it here, and you go back to the past, where you get to learn Dragon Rend. Time travel is like this semi-popular thing for a while. This is a terrible idea. Alright, so... Oh, nope, 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 nope. I forgot. There is a Minecraft reference up here along with some ebony ore. And I want to say some malachite, so glass armor type stuff. I don't think there's any moonstone, but I could be wrong about that. Huh. There's probably an easier way of doing this. Here we are. Notched pickaxe, and here's some ebony. I think ebony's a little hard to find. The orc strongholds generally have ebony that you can just get. This is a pretty easy one to just come here and grab them. Malachite, good. So this is the glass. I think glass armor is the second best, or besides dragon scale, I think it's the second best. I'm gonna save real quick. So if you've been noticing on these recordings, at the very top of my screen, you can see the title bar. For whatever strange, odd reason, this game stopped displaying correctly on full screen, and I had to do a windowed mode on something else, and I don't know what's going on. And so it shows the dumb little title screen at the top instead of full screen. It really figures when I need to start recording stuff. That's when everything starts to go a little wrong. Oh well. So we're going to talk to Arngir, whatever. We're going to talk to him, and we're going to ask him about the Elder Scroll, and he will send us to find one, or at least give us a hint. I think it takes you the same thing. There's like a Dwemer ruin. Alright. Alright, that was wholly unhelpful. But looks like I still got... Oh, that's right. Alright, so there's a couple of things I can actually do here. I don't think I've ever sneak attacked with, guess you can. Yeah, so this is a really easy way to get sneak attack, and I think, I'm trying to remember if the sneak attack damage counts towards the amount of XP you get for a one-handed, because the amount of damage you deal with a one-handed weapon determines how much XP you accumulate for the one-handed weapon skill. But I think it's base damage and not sneak attack damage. But you take... No. Yeah. So these guys have a really big pool of health, and they don't aggro, so we'll do health. So it works out pretty well just to sit there and hit them. Steel smithing, glass smithing, dragon. Okay. So I could up this. Card 60, that's not happening. I'd love to. It's a little disappointing. I do miss archery. Archery's got a nice progression. So you do a bunch of damage. You can zoom. More slow. Critical. Power shot. Like, this is the only worthless one. This is worthless because of the way this mechanic works. So what this does is that when you hit someone, they're supposed to be paralyzed. There's a 15% chance of being paralyzed. The problem is how this is actually implemented in the game. It actually, if you're going from a distance, as soon as you let go of the arrow, it casts a spell, which if it procs, right? So if you get that 15% chance and it procs, it casts a spell that will then paralyze. The problem is the arrow flight takes some time to get to your target, and if he's paralyzed, he just falls over, and then where you would have hit him, now he's no longer there, and so you actually miss out on damage, but he is paralyzed for what it's worth. It's a little annoying, to be honest. It's not the greatest, but raising archery is really difficult and time consuming. You actually have to get to, I think, 95, and when you get to 95, there is someone out here, Angie or something like that. She has a little hut, and you go out to her, and she's got a couple of challenges that you can do. It's just like, hit these targets in this many seconds and that kind of thing, and then you'll get a guaranteed skill up every time. And so that's how you get from 95 to 100. Let's head back to here. Hopefully it won't crash. Good. Wait for vampires. There's the Dawnguard person. Okay. Yeah, these guys, the cultists are still here, so that's fun. Ugh. The Dawnguard DLC, I don't know. I thought the idea of it was pretty cool. It just didn't quite speak to me, you know. I don't even really know why. Like, I guess, well, it was actually kind of fun right up until you went to okay. It was fun right up until I had to go to this illusionary realm with the hidden masters or something like that, and it just got weird and like difficult. What am I doing? Oh, it's got really difficult to deal with, and I don't know. I wasn't really a fan. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of stuff here. get a goat leg. That's fun. Forsworn. Alright. Hold on to that. It's all heavy armor. Heavy armor. Wow, this is at the same level as the elven stuff. But you look like an idiot, so it's gonna be new for me. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's move on. So now we have to go to Winterhold, and in Winterhold we will discover what we're supposed to do next. Dawnstar. Alright. I'm trying to think of something else I'd rather do, because like this part, it's a little buggy, and getting into the college is kind of upsetting. You do this big tour, you have to deal with Encano, who's really annoying. I might do it later. Let's let me go out here. There's some stuff out here I wouldn't mind going through, like a little dungeon. At least finding one of the dungeons, because okay, I wouldn't mind finding one of the dungeons, because there's a dungeon out here. I think it's part of the quest for that missing woman. Yeah, these guys. So you have a drink with these guys, you'll end up like passed out. No, get away from me. You'll end up on the other side of the Skyrim with like missing a bunch of stuff. That's a no. I'm gonna go to this cave. It's one of these caves out here. The cave I'm looking for specifically, though, is like Swindler's Den, I think. And Swindler's Den, when you go into it, there's just like a guy in the first room. There's someone out front, but there's a guy in the first room who has a two-handed warhammer. It's a good place to raise your light armor and your block. So I tend to try and do that if I can. So I don't know. Well, this might be it. We'll see. It's got a bunch of stuff out front. This is not it, but it is part of the quest. Oh, junk. Fort Greymoor. Yeah, Redorn's Retreat's part of the quest. Not really interested in doing that. Probably Silent Moon's camp. There's a giant. It's not advisable to touch the giant stuff. Is this gold? Holla. Hopefully the giant won't notice me. Well, there's a dragon. Blood dragon. Ah, now where was I? I thought I was getting attacked by the mammoth. So another cave. Let's save. I like them dragon souls. This must be where the dragon was resurrected. This might be it. Oh, there's like a vampire den out here somewhere. It's really upsetting. The good thing is the vampires don't come out at night. Oh, this might be it. Yep, this is it. Swindler's Den. Let's go. That was disappointing. Sure. Let's raise block. So block runner's a nice one to get, because if you're normally running around, you have to walk really slow. With block runner, you just you walk normally with your shield up. The other thing I raised too is restoration, which reminds me I should probably get that set up. Restoration, healing. Right, that makes sense. So yeah, you raise block and you raise light armor doing this, and restoration. So this is probably super boring. I'm only gonna do this for like a little bit. I don't really want to do this too much, or if I do, I might like not record it, because I don't think anyone wants to watch me just get bludgeoned here for what usually amounts to like an hour or so or more. But I mean, I've done it where I've sat here and gotten like block up to 100, light armor pretty high, and that was good enough for me to go and and my restoration got put up really high, and then I would just go and get pummeled by giants to raise light armor. It's good times. How's it coming? I don't remember for this. I'm pretty sure it does. I do know it raises this. Well, yeah. Go ahead and raise it. I think we block more, so I'll raise it faster. It's not bad having block. A lot of times you have to close that gap, and you're going to have to block a swing or two. And you want to make sure you're mitigating that damage, especially when you get further on into the game and you get your levels get higher, everyone else starts scaling, and they just start doing ridiculous damage. See, the times in which I have to heal, I'm raising restoration, and your restoration experience is determined by how much life you heal. So there used to be a way you can kind of cheese it, like at the on High Rothgar. You could go up to that part of the mountain where that whirling blizzard's going, that, you know, whatever, and you would just channel a heal and get hurt by that thing. But I found this to be a lot easier, because like right now I'm raising block, and when I get low on health, I just heal up and then back to blocking, and while I'm taking damage while healing, I'm raising light armor. but this is, this is not a good time to raise restoration. I usually raise restoration by getting turn undead, and I go into any one of the many places that has Draugr, and I just start casting turn undead on them, and that has always done really well. So I'll do this until I get low on both health and magicka, and then I'll just raise my level. Good. Alright. Power bash, deflect arrow. This is actually pretty good. And it gets me that. It gets me that eventually. That's kind of nice. I don't necessarily need it. That's kind of nice too. That's nice. Might hold off. I'll hold off. Let's... Yeah. Good. And maybe when I come on to the next recording, I'll probably clear this little place and then we'll move on. So, catch you in the next recording.